Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, today is February 12th. It is a beautiful day here in mid-Minnesota. I'm about a half hour out of the main city, the hub of St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Paul, the Twin Cities basically. And I don't know if you guys know a lot about my testimony, but I'm going to share just a little bit before I get into the reading today. And I'm doing some homework this morning. I got some other stuff that took up some time, occupied my time this morning inadvertently, and so that yeah, that's what life brings. And so I usually just come on and get right to the message and kind of get right to the point. But today I wanted to share a little bit about how I got here and where I'm trying to go. So about almost 5 years ago, I had a really bad seizure, and I ended up in the hospital, and I ended up in bad shape. And I went to detox after that. Went through a medical detox kind of, and then I went to the real detox. And then when I got out of detox, I picked up this book, this 24 hours a day book, and that brings me to my where I am today, being almost 5 years alcohol free, you guys, which is incredible. It's been such a wonderful journey. And about 12 years ago, 12 and a quarter years ago, I quit using drugs, methamphetamine, heroin, pain pills, any kind of narcotic that was getting injected or smoked through a pipe or snorted, that sort of thing. And so I found myself on alcohol's doorstep in that time, those 12 years, right? Because I had been drinking, and I ended up sobering up from alcohol. But when I sobered up from alcohol, you guys, I had a profound, to me it was profound, right? I had sobered up from alcohol. I got sober for a couple years, and I made it over the 2 year mark. It was an incredible milestone. And it was such a milestone for me because I had never made it past 2 years. And I remember the doctor in the hospital telling me, as a doctor to patient, he's telling me that I have to change my ways. I was 310 pounds overweight. I was 310 pounds, so I was massively overweight. A lot of that was the alcohol. My skin was really bad. I had really bad eczema and bad skin because I wasn't taking care of myself. My eyesight was going bad. I had to wear glasses. And so on that last kind of bender I went on, my wife said, "You know what? We're leaving with the kids. This is insane. This is crazy." And here I am, somebody who has been sober from hard drugs, just losing the battle to alcohol. And so I had that seizure and I ended up in the hospital. And the doctor says, "You got to change your ways. You're 310 pounds. You're like a balloon. You almost died. You're drinking a liter a day. A liter and a half." And well, he told me that I had changed my ways. And so I remember my sister giving me a ride home after that detox, and I was on my way to another 30 days of treatment. And when I got out of treatment, I started to think that maybe I could do this. I started to believe in my heart that I could do this, and so I made it the first couple years. And after I did that, I was externally trying to grab something, get a hold of something that was going to keep me sober, and I was doing it fervently. I was trying to get a hold of just anything, and I did get a hold of a few things that I thought were going to be that were the next best thing that was going to keep me sober long term, forever. And I can tell you, the one thing that I have found that has been a true counterpart in my recovery, which was my faith, right? My relationship with a power greater than me. Okay, it wasn't all these other external things that I grabbed a hold onto that I thought were going to help me long term. But then the beauty of hindsight is, in that hindsight, you get to look back and say, "Ah, man, I wish I wouldn't have done that for so long because it hadn't been productive for me, but I thought it was." And then you gain some spiritual maturity, and you think that behavior, that habit, that action, or whatever is going on in your life, and you're thinking, "How did I do that for so long and get away with that and do that and still stay sober and still do all that?" Because sometimes we do and say and act and in ways that are just, it's just like, but that's a part of recovery, that's a part of growing, and that's a part of being a part of this program we call because we get to lean and depend on each other. So let me get to the part of the story here where I started the channel. I started the channel, and I will not lie to you guys, a part of me thought it would be really cool if I could make a living on YouTube. Okay, That wasn't my main goal, but that was my end goal, was to have a channel where I'm able to put everything I have into this channel. And of course, I went into it really naive, and I have no idea what YouTube was all about, making videos and whatnot. And so I got into it, and I fell into a couple of traps that I set for myself, and that I fell into inadvertently. But what I gained out of all that, and they weren't so much traps, but they were just things that I didn't know how to navigate, right? And a lot of it had to do with religion, and getting a part of the groups, going all in hardcore with people that I didn't really know or understand completely. And then so I draw back now, and now we talk about our program. Okay, us, AA. I still have a faith in God. I still have a faith. I still read my Bible. I still pray and meditate and do all the things that normal faith, God-fearing, believing people do. But we're not idiots, and we're not people to take this lightly, because this is our life, and this is what's going to keep us sober, is that faith, right? So this testimony that I'm about to give you, or I'm giving you now, is kind of just off the cuff, but I felt recently that a lot of my story can be utilized to try to help other people, right? Part of my story is that I'm an emotional dude. I'm an out there kind of guy. If you're close to me, you kind of know what's going on with me, and I just lay it all out there, and I kind of just do what I can to survive, and what I think is going to help me and my family. And lately, God's been providing some huge wins. Okay, so part of my testimony is staying faithful, even though things may not look or feel or seem like they're going well or they're going good. Okay. We talk about things like staying in the present, right, and living day to day, one day at a time. So when we live at that one day at a time, really, truly, my testimony is huge, you guys. I have a huge story. Some of it is crazy. Some of it is sad. Some of it is like, whoa, how did you do that? But when we take it day to day, it's what is happening today in my life today, in the present, and what I can focus on today. And I shot out an email to Taylor Kavanaugh, the guy who was a SEAL, and then he became a Legionnaire, and now he's out of that and he's doing his own thing. I emailed him a pretty passionate email this morning, just kind of telling him everything that was going on. And I'm hoping that I can get an email back, and that he can give me a little bit of a little bit of a kick in the butt, if you will, to get this train a moving, man, because I feel like I'm just getting in my own way sometimes, and the self-sabotage stuff can really be hindering. It can cause people to really not want to be around you, or not want to spend time with you, because they just don't know what's going to happen. They don't like unpredictability, and sometimes my emotions can get the best of me, and I can be kind of unpredictable emotionally, right? I'm not going to say or do things that are going to get me in too much trouble, but man, you sure can rile people up in the easiest of ways, and then you can go down a path of just pure destruction spiritually if you're not careful, right? So my testimony that I share with you here today is a part of what I bring to this channel. It's a part of what I bring to the table, if you will. But we're all at this table, so I'd love to hear your testimony. I'd love to hear what your story is, so we all say it, but put it down in the comment below. But man, friend, anybody, share your story and let us know how you're winning, how you're succeeding. And it can be hard out there, so we got to lean on each other. It's a program of we. So let's end this today with this reading, okay? So February 12th says this: so as we look back on all these troubles we used to have when we were drinking, the hospitals, the jails, the wonder how we could have wanted that kind of life. As we look back on it now, we see our drinking life as it really was, and we're glad we're out of it. So after a few months in recovery, we find that we can honestly say that we want something else more than drinking, okay? Now, we've learned by experience that a sober life is really enjoyable, and we wouldn't want to go back to that old drunken way of life for anything in the world. Some of us wouldn't want to go back to that, okay? But some of us do. So today, do I want to keep sober and not a lot more than I want to get drunk? Heck yeah, that's where we're at today. I'm maintaining frame and wanting to stay sober today, amen? We all should, otherwise we're not going to make it. So today, the spiritual life depends on an inner consciousness of God, okay? On your understanding, okay? I'm not asking you to believe in my beliefs. I'm asking you to form your own views and your own opinions by what you're seeing and experiencing out here in the material and spiritual world, okay? We got to take into account everything. But the spiritual stuff you're going to want to hang on to, because the spirit of truth is in us, my friends. It's on this channel. It's in its people. It's around, and we have to pay attention and speak it ourselves, amen? So my consciousness of God will always bring peace to me, and I will have no fear, because a good future lies before me as long as I keep my consciousness of God. That contact, okay? If in every single happening, event, and plan I am conscious of God, that spirit of truth, then no matter what happens, I will be safe in His hands. So today I pray that I may always have this consciousness of God, and I pray for a new and a better life through this God consciousness. So what we're talking about is just it's a contact, right? It's a spiritual connection with a power greater than you that's going to help you get your life more manageable. I don't know. I can't put words on every. I can't put a name or a definition on every single thing that I've learned in my spiritual walk. But what I have learned and what I can say is that faith, trust, commitment, dedication, perseverance, and maintaining that positivity that we're going to need going forward. Because if we don't maintain that positivity, guys, you're just going to go downhill fast. Like, I almost just nip myself in the butt, man. I'm doing all that I can to just get in my own way. But you know what? It's people, it's brothers, it's sisters, it's people out there that are willing to step up for each other, because it is a program of we. So get out there and support some of these other channels that I support, because, man, if I'm learning a lot on there, I don't see why anybody else wouldn't learn a lot too. And I know that these guys are tattooed, and this guy might swear a little bit, and this guy might be older, and some of these channels are just like, what? But take notice. Take notice, take heed. And I want to leave you with something here real quick, and then I'll let you guys go, because I know we have a lot of people on the channel that love to express their faith in God, and they like to express their faith in the Word, okay, in the Bible. And so I'm going to share this with you guys, okay? So listen to this now. Must I listen? And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear, but not let God speak with us, lest we die. So Exodus 20:19. So get this. We do not consciously disobey God. We simply do not heed Him. God has given us His commands. Therefore they are, but we do not pay any attention to them. Not because of willful disobedience, but because we do not love and respect God. If ye love me, ye will keep my commandments. Once we realize that we have been disrespecting God all the time, we are covered with shame and humiliation because we have not heeded Him. We haven't listened to Him, right? But speak thou with us, but not let God speak with us. We show how little we love God by preferring to listen to His servants only. We like to listen to personal testimonies, but we do not desire that God Himself should speak to us directly. Amen. So why are we so terrified lest God should speak to us? Because we know that if God does speak, either the thing must be done or we must tell God that we will not obey Him or His command. So if it is only the servant's voice we hear, we feel it is not imperative. We can say, well, that is simply your own idea, though I do not deny it's probably God's truth. So am I putting God in the humiliating position of having treated me like a child off while I have been ignoring Him? When do I hear Him? The humiliation I have put on Him comes back on me. Lord, why was I so dull and so obstinate? This is always the result when once we do hear God. The real delight of hearing Him is tempered with shame in having been so long and not hearing Him or not paying attention. Profound stuff today, you guys. Stay positive. Live day to day. ODAAT, one day at a time, my friends. And I'm gonna get back to my schoolwork, and I'm gonna enjoy the day here. I got a new companion in the house, Zoe. We got a new dog, so I got lots going on. I had a little bit of an incident this morning that took up a lot of my time, but hey, that's okay. These things are gonna come up. They're gonna happen. It doesn't mean we need to go back to the drink or the drug or the bottle or the woman or the booze or the gambling. Whatever it was, whatever the behavior, the addiction, the habit that was that you had that was taking you away from your life that you need to be full front and center for, get it out of your life and don't go back to it, because you know what? Those things are going to drag us down. They're going to put us in the mud. They're going to put us in the mire. We're going to spin our tires, and eventually we're going to go in reverse. And we do not want to go in reverse in this life. We want to be going forward, onward and upward, soldiers, Marines, sailors, anybody, you guys, listen. There's so much truth out here to be spoken, and not a lot of people are doing it. So if we cling to some of these channels that are actually looking out for us, not looking out to get your money or your views or your likes, these people, small channels, need your views and your likes and your subscribes. But some of these bigger channels, you guys, listen, they could be doing so many other things other than sitting here telling you truth. They could be doing so many other things other than sitting here sharing with you their personal testimony to try and make your life better because of it. Listen, you guys, it's a lot of work to be on YouTube. It's a lot of work to put up with these knuckleheads who are emailing or who approach you or who talk to you or whatever. Put it all out of mind and focus on the truth that you're hearing in some of these channels. And some of the comments that you go through and scroll through, man, they could really... I will sometimes even comment sometimes and think, man, I better delete that. But I myself will go through and get hung up commenting on comments because some people are professional trolls. They go out there and that's what they do for a living. They live in mom's basement. They don't have a job. They don't have a career. They don't have aspirations, or they're not getting any kind of positive affirmations in their life. They're having mom make them another box of mac and cheese so they can get their Kool-Aid and their ho-hos and their ding-dongs, and they can get on behind and be keyboard warriors. And I mean that in a respectful way, but listen, people don't have a lot of ambition to be positive anymore. People are coming on and being negative for some reason. And you know what? For some reason, it draws out the negative in other people. But as with the positivity is contagious too. So if you see somebody like Taylor Kavanaugh spitting out some truth about being positive, maintaining frame, and that's where it's at. We don't want to get sucked into these other stuff, the other channels. So, man, I haven't done a 15-minute video in a while other than a live stream. But you guys, I'm passionate about this stuff. I love each and every one of you out there. I have a passion to help people, and I don't care if it sometimes hurts me in the process. That's just a life. That's a way of learning. But I gotta go about this a little smarter too, because I want the message to get out. And I see the numbers on the channel are not growing. The views are up, and everything else is up. The likes are up, but the subscriber number is staying the same. So I want to get up and out of here. Out of the 1.25 thousand, I want to get up into the 2,000, 3,000s, and I want to help more people. So I'm going to do that by being positive, staying positive, not sharing too much of my personal life. But you know what? I have wins and losses that I love sharing with you guys. So with that, I want you guys to take what I say with a little bit of salt. If you don't like it, don't like it. But don't turn away for some of the things that I share, because I really do share things in the moment and in light of trying to help other people. So stick with me, you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for all the support, and that's it. See you guys.